Hi guys, I'm Garen.
I'm JD.
And this is Investigating Comic Club, where we chronologically read, review, discuss, and rate specific crucial stories of the medium.
Indeed, and we hope that you guys stick around and share your opinions of the issue at the end in our episodic comic quality poll, as well as maybe sticking around till after the Misfit Picture Show's logo to see some potential bloopers if the episode provides them for us. And this issue is House of X number 2 by Jonathan Hickman, Pepe Larraz, and Marte Gracia, I hope. Spoilers, this issue especially starts off with a bang. And I just feel like at San Diego Comic-Con, Hickman said issue 2 he was especially excited about us readers getting a chance to read it.
Yeah.
I think he was particularly proud of this issue.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
It was an issue that, like you said, started off with a bang and it just kept going. It just kept going to where trying to figure out who this person is. I mean, right off the bat when it has a quote from Apocalypse. And it's like, this is, so I mean, oh, where? Okay, you're going to start off with that?
That quote had me thinking I almost envied myself that I've read so many X-Men comics. There's such a rich history and lore to it.
Yeah.
That just that quote, I felt so grateful that I've read so much of it.
Yeah.
Like there's a miniseries from the 90s called The Rise of Apocalypse with beautiful artwork. It's very unique. It tells his origin. It goes nicely into the further adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, which is another miniseries where that story kind of gets continued. All of these like beautiful tales within beautiful tales that exist in the history. And for you, I love that it still resonates not having read any of those.
Yeah.
Jonathan Hickman he's appealing to new readers and old, I think, in a very effective way.
Yeah, I even started off, the first thing I wrote was, I do love the cover. I love the cover of it, you know, like we're
talking about the cover that has all the faces?
Yeah, because you're just trying to figure out who are these people, but then you see the faces that you recognize, and then you see the same face, you know, and you're like, what is this? What's going on?
Why all these faces for? Is that Moira McTaggart?
Yeah.
It's confirmed, yes. It's Moira McTaggart. And it's a bombshell that Moira McTaggart is a mutant. She's never been one in the lore.
Okay.
This is something he just created. Moira McTaggart is a mutant. And just like that, her mutant power is reincarnation. And Jonathan Hickman has now rebooted. It is a reboot of the X-Men line. But like J.J. Abrams' reboot of Star Trek, it embraces and can't exist without everything you've read and everything you know.
It's all added.
So it's a reboot.
I'm guessing then that's for my end for this, like, because I don't know where she came in in the past to now. You know, like, so me reading this and seeing like has past lives. Okay, I get this. For me seeing her, I see it as it wasn't until, because I'm not good with names, it wasn't until like maybe 5-6 pages in that I was like, this is the same girl who was on first issue. Was it the first page or 2 pages of the first issue? Sitting down and saying that's how it started, being like, wait, what? Going, and we weren't sure even in that issue, being like, wait, does he know her from the past? Does he not? What is it mind control? You know, like we're not sure how that is into it, which this now, it answers those first 2 pages and these 37 pages. Yeah,
she actually is an amazing character, and I believe she was created by Chris Claremont very early in his run. Originally, she was just a housekeeper of Charles, but very quickly it was revealed that she wasn't just a housekeeper, and that she had this island that she did these experiments and help for the X-Men. But again, with you, there's all this lore to it, but I am keeping most of that to myself. Yeah. Because I want you to read this without me saying, oh, that means this,
connect the dots here and that's what
because in 4 issues from now, I don't want to busy your mind up. I want you to just...
And that's the whole point of us even doing this in the first place, is because it is for you who knows the lore. but it's also for someone like me, who me coming in here, just knowing what I know from the movies and what I know already from, just knowing it, it is enough to be like, oh wait, like the fact right off the bat when it's like, oh, she saw Professor Xavier on the TV, flew, and then died. It's like, what is going on? Okay, and then you keep going. You're like, just the path that she kept taking to kind of go against fate, or kind of go against those, or like even times when she knew what she was doing. Okay, I'm gonna go find Professor Xavier.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating for essentially like Groundhog Day. But there was no moment in reading and exploring those timelines where I felt, okay, get on with it. He was very precise about, okay, here she is this, but now she's going this way. Oh, now she's going this way. There's no moment that's wasted. There's no page that's wasted in this.
And to jump ahead just for a split second, that timeline at the end is ridiculous. Like, I'm over here just like, because it's like, oh, we finally get, not finally, it's only the second issue as far as in this whole thing, and like third issue in this realm of these 12. But it's like, oh, we finally get an issue where there's no data pages.
Okay.
There's nothing like that really yet.
No,
so you're just like, you're reading it and you're like, oh, this is, okay, I'm going. So when I get to that page and I'm like, oh my God, this is 3 pages of like kind of everything you just went through and more, adding it all.
Yeah, it's an atom bomb. It's cool that those tech pages, there's an evolution of them within this page where it almost becomes a novella. You're reading about her life in these different ways, and the tech pages adding to it, driving it all forward towards this timeline. And even the timeline, for me, there was no way I was just going to be like, oh, okay, well, whatever. No, I had to explore that.
Well, see, I explored it as much as I could. This is detailed, like everything from like her getting her degree in college to this person dying to the, like this fighting. Like there was the panel that hit me as far as knowing the characters, but in my head I was also like, oh, I wonder what this was for JD to read, when it was the panels of her staying by Professor X's side during the gifted years, during the the hated and feared, and then the through the lost decades, and just seeing the faces in those and being like, oh.
So that was genius, I think, of Hickman. Not only is it an extremely clever way to tell the history of the X-Men and kind of do an origin step by step, but also it's a brand new perspective on it. It's a different POV because it's from Moira, who's aware of all these things already. So I'm aware of them already, but I'm looking at them through a new POV. If you've never read any X-Men stories, you're kind of getting the beat points of the origin of the X-Men. That's very, very clever of him to do this. And if you think about these 12 issues as a whole, we're still not done with Act 1. So you want those establishing pages around this time. You need to establish that stuff for just the reader.
I love the machines. Just even that art was great and just detailed.
It looks like, I'm glad you brought up machines, because as I'm reading this issue, I thought it's always been humans versus mutants, and the machines are an evolution of the humans' way to defeat the mutants. But a different way that I started to think about it during this issue is AI. Is that the real enemy? And mutants are humanity's evolution to combat it? Because as she's going through this thing, the AI, no matter what she changes, the AI and like the singularity is an inevitability. So are mutants unknowingly the like antibody of humanity to combat the AI? I think that's really cool. That's just kind of occurred to me.
Yeah, that's a cool.
And I think it's that would be a really cool way of him to do it. And from the absolute future, it seems that way. Because even the machines are like, oh, humanity's not important. We dominated them.
Yeah, we've already done that. It's just us.
So it's like
the power.
Humanity should really join the mutants, and they need to work together to combat AI.
That's
He's a smart man, and his imagination, like all of these things. Oh, okay, she's gonna go. He could have spent 12 issues on Moira McTaggart joining Magneto. He could have spent 12 issues on her joining Apocalypse. Like every one of these timelines could be 12 issues long.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, I'll just take care of this in a page and a half.
Yeah.
And now this one for a page and a half.
That 2 pages of her joining Magneto and the entire Marvel Universe fighting, like that shot in itself was just like,
I want 12 issues leading up to that battle.
Battle? When does this happen?
Right, no, it's like, okay, that didn't work for her.
Yeah, what do you mean that works for me? It works for me.
It's really special. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that shot, I mean, look at, come on. I mean, just take a second and look at that.
I did.
You had time.
Yeah.
I was like, but I just was like,
that's
looking who's in it, looking at the...
And that must ring so differently for you now than it would have 5 years ago. Because there are Thor, and Iron Man, and Spidey. You know these characters, and they are Hulk. They are beloved to you now.
Yeah.
And I loved her costume when she was standing next to Apocalypse.
Yeah.
That felt so grand and epic.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah. And then just being like, well, that didn't work. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna have to change it up a bit. And then it takes you back to the first page of issue 1.
Mm-hmm. And he did say that these 2 miniseries, reading them side by side, you'll read this one issue, then you'll read this next issue, and it will give you a different perspective on what you've already experienced.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And certainly we did. With that page, it's redrawn here by this different artist, but it's that same page where she says, read my mind.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
And in the posters and the promotional material for this, it's been saying that this is the most important moment in mutant history. And he kind of accomplished it. You know what I mean? It's really, really bold.
I mean,
storytelling. It's really confident.
Even having her as the baby in the womb and then open the eyes. Like, it's just like, what?
Where is your imagination from?
Yeah.
You're working on a different level.
Yeah.
It's pretty special. I don't know. All I can say is that I really am excited. Did you notice anything particular about that timeline? Did you notice anything missing?
I didn't have. Again, I didn't take it. It was all over the place.
It goes, and even in the pages when it was exploring, it goes from the 5th year to the 7th year. There is no 6th year. We don't know anything about that one yet.
Oh, yeah. Wow, there's a whole year missing, guys.
So what's up with that year? Is that 6th year the year that we've all experienced through the decades of Marvel Universe?
This was a fun issue. It was. It wasn't like, it was crazy. It wasn't like there was a lot that happened, but there was a lot that happened. And it's because it feels that way because it was Moira's issue. It was her issue. It was just about that. How it gets us to that moment with her.
Yeah, it was interesting. We've been talking about we wanted to stay with a character for a specific length of time.
I was not expecting...
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't have expected it to be Moira McTaggart. And also, there is still a disconnect from her because of the way this story is going, but it's so fascinating that I was absolutely emotionally connected.
Yeah.
It's a bullet point of 9 of her lives.
Yeah.
So you can't connect that much to it, but it was so fascinating that I don't really care.
Yeah.
It was just driving, and I can't wait for the next issue.
Yeah, can't wait.
What would you have
I gave this an A.
Yeah.
I did. I gave it an A. It's just, I couldn't wait to push record on the thing just to talk because I was like, easy read, brought back people for me that I knew of. The artwork, again, is great. Even the ones where, just that shot with all of them in it. Come on. Yeah. It got all the right moments. It told so much in such a little needed space.
Yeah, it was a dynamite issue, and it was dynamic as well. It was phenomenal. I I gave the last couple issues, both issues B's. One was real confident B. The second one was a bit shakier because I felt like I needed some character. I don't think we got the type of character I was hoping for, but I would give this issue an A because I cannot wait for the next issue.
Yeah.
The imagination on display here is amazing. I think that the art, Pepe Larraz, was maybe even an improvement over the first issue. And for something to pique my interest so much and get me so excited for next week, how can you not give it an A?
Yeah.
Like, you did your job. Like, you're telling a story.
What you're doing. Get me to go get it.
There's no way that I will not pick up the next issue, even if we weren't doing this. There's no way I would stop at this point. So,
well done.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, let us know in our comic quality poll, which you can click up here, give it an A, B, C, D, or F, and then in the comments, of course.
Yeah,
let's keep this conversation going. Keep it going.
Yeah, please. And just so you guys know, we do have a companion series to this, which is Chronological Marvel, which is going to the beginnings and origins of the Marvel Universe, and we're working through those. And this Sunday is actually one that kind of correlates. We're doing Weapon X by Barry Windsor Smith. So give that a read if you can get your hands on it, and come on Sunday and check us out then.
Yeah. To be continued.